Shiva
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sutra-79, the divine in the cave of your heart. Upavishyasane samyak bahu krutvarda kunjitau kakshavyomin manaha kurvan shamam ayati thallayat. Sit down comfortably. Let the arms curve into a circle. Bring the mind to rest on the space in the circle. Let the silence descend on the mind. We discussed a set of insightful sutras that offer a profound level of human experience. In Sutra-79, we discussed Kechari. Kechari means moving in Akasha. In Sutra-78, we discussed Nirashraya, the one without support. The yogi does not look towards the world for support anymore. This is Nirashraya, the one without support. Akasha is the closest example that we can take to understand the nature of the Atman. Akasha is infinite. Akasha is also silence. There is no support in Akasha. Observe the mind. The mind always requires an alambana or support. Without the support, the mind will disappear. It is afraid that it will disappear. The mind is always looking towards the world for support. In Akasha, the mind will be lost. For example, to navigate in space, you require directions. The directions are the alambana for the mind. What will happen if the directions disappear? The mind will be lost. It will end up directionless. Without the alambana, the mind will disappear. This sutra is directing the mind towards the inner Akasha. This is the space in our heart, the Dharakasha. To navigate towards the Dharakasha, what directions do we need? What support does the mind need to turn towards the Dharakasha? If the mind is turned towards the Dharakasha, the necessity for support will not exist anymore. This is Nirashraya, which is supportless. In the Dharakasha, you recognize the divinity, the Atman. It is in the cave of the heart. It is in the cave of one's own heart the individual recognizes the divine presence. This is the center of existence itself. To enter the cave, you should be willing to knock at its door. This sutra gives us an upaya to recognize the door to the cave of our heart. This door is right in front of us. Firstly, recognize the door. Then enter the door when you are ready. The door is the entrance to the cave. The cave is in your own heart. To enter the cave, you should be willing to drop every support. You should be Nirashraya. This will require bravery. Habitually, we are unwilling to let go. The mind always wants to cling to something. We cling to the body. We look towards the world for security and support. Entering the cave means turning away from the world. The world is no longer necessary as a support. In the cave is the nectar waiting to be consumed. It is waiting to be embraced and enjoyed. The cave is about a deeper connection with something that is significant. The sutra says, Upavishyasane samyak bahu krutva Krutvarda Kunjitau. Firstly, recognize the door in front of you, which is the entrance to the cave of your heart. Upavishyasane, having sat down or sitting down. How? Correctly or comfortably? Samyak. In the previous Sutra 78, it said Mridvasane. Here it says Upavishyasane. You may listen to Sutra 78 again to understand how to sit. Having sat down correctly, let your arms curve in front of you into a circle. Stretch your arms in front of you in a curved manner to form a circle. By doing this, you are creating a localized or a confined space in front of you. Bahu Krutvarda Kunjitau. This is the door to your heart. Bahu is arms. Bahu is Dvivachana. Krutvarda means half, made as half. It indicates both arms curved in front of you. Krutva, having done. Kunjitau, curving. Kunjita also means curved. Kunjitau is Dvivachana. By curving both arms in front of you, you make a small room-like space. This is Kaksha. Kaksha means a room or a wall or simply an area. I have seen interpretations of Kaksha as armpits. Kaksha is also armpit. In the sutra, it is space in a confined room in front of you. Kaksha is followed by Vyomin, which is Akasha. Hence, Kaksha is not interpreted as armpits. Vyomin is Akasha. It also means it is heaven. This is the door to the heaven, which is the heart. Kaksha Vyomin Manaha Kurvan. Manaha Kurvan. Let the mind dwell on this space. Be aware of the space in front of you. This is the door to the heaven, the Dharakasha. The silence will naturally descend on the mind. The mind will be in the state of laya. Kshamam ayati tallayat. Upavishyasane samyak bahu krutvarta kunjitau. Kakshavyomin manak kurvan. Kshamam ayati tallayat. As the arms curve into a circle, let the mind rest on the space in the circle. This space is the door to the heaven, the cave of your heart. Be one with the space. Let the mind disappear in the oneness. This is the moment when you realize the nectar, the Atman in the cave of your heart. The Atman is not known by your senses. We are born with ignorance. Ignorance clouds the cave with darkness. We are afraid to enter the cave. Jnanam alone can dispel the darkness of ignorance. The worldly thoughts or Vishya Vritti clouds the mind, which is ignorance. This ignorance or avidya is dukkha that hides the Atman. The Atman is as though seated in the middle of dukkha. We mistakenly assume that the Atman is in the state of dukkha and say, I am the sufferer. The Atman is Ananda Swarupam. It is untouched by ignorance. When it rains, you wear a raincoat. When you walk in the rain does not touch you. Similarly, the dukkham does not touch the Atman. It is Jnana Swarupam. The Jnani knows that he is the Atman. This sutra says, Kakshavyomin manakurvan kshamam ayati tallayat. Courage is required to enter the cave. Courage is required to dissolve within your inner space. Courage is required to let go the world for support and security. The Jnani's mind is no longer filled with the Vishya vritti, the worldly thoughts. The mind is filled with Atma vritti. The Jnani fearlessly enters the cave. The Jnani declares, I am the Atman. I am eternally free. The nectar of immortality is waiting to be tasted. Until then, ignorance alone prevails. The ignorance keeps the cave unknown and isolated. It keeps us in the fear of darkness. There is a temple called Ishvara Cave Temple in the Dakshina Kannada district in Karnataka. This temple is also known as Nelli Tirtha Ishvara Cave Temple. This cave is a residence of many animals, snakes, scorpions and porcupines. The length of the cave is about half a kilometer and it is open for about 6 months in a year. The entrance to the cave is big and wide. Once you enter, the path narrows down and you must bend and crawl forward. After about 300 meters, the cave widens and there is a pond, a very beautiful pond. In the pond, there is a Shiva lingam. The pond is surrounded by fine quality mud. There is water dripping continuously from the roof of the cave into the pond. The water droplets from the roof of the cave resembles the size of gooseberry or ambla, which keeps dripping into the pond. Hence, the cave is known as Nelli Tirtha. Nelli means gooseberry. One must have courage to enter the cave. Inside the cave, there is an extraordinary experience awaiting for us. Also, in Srinagar, Kashmir, there is a cave the locals call as Bhairava cave. Bhairava has become Bhairava. The saint Abhinavagupta meditated here. Abhinavagupta lived in the 10th century. Tantra Loka is said to be his greatest work, which expounds Shiva consciousness. It is said that Abhinavagupta took with him his 1200 disciples into the cave and they were never seen again. I will be in the Kashmir Valley this July and had a long interest in visiting the Bhairava cave. Now I understand that the cave is infested with leopards and snakes and public are not allowed to visit. Kashmir is the cradle of Hinduism. This cave being associated with Abhinavagupta is significant and should be preserved as a national treasure and many should know about it. In our yogic and tantric culture, caves are seen as mystical and sacred places. The yogis use them for solitude and also for spiritual practices. There is a cave in your own heart. It is the Dhar Akasha. To enter, you must only knock at it. You must only knock at the door. The darkness of ignorance is clouding it. We are afraid to enter. There is fear. The ignorance is clouding the cave like the snakes and the scorpions. This sutra gives us an upaya to recognize the door to the cave of our heart. This door is right in front of us. Let us enter this cave fearlessly. Bhairava is waiting to receive us. Upavishyasane samyak bahu krutvarda kunjitau kakshavyomin manaha kurvan shamam ayati thallayat. Sit down comfortably. Let the arms curve into a circle. Bring the mind to rest on the space in the circle. Let the silence descend on the mind.